Good morning. You're watching I Read. I am Major General Satish Sahijpal. In the last transmission, we had spoken about the PPP, public-private participation. That subject is vast, and anybody who is interested in the real estate education must know about PPP. Last time we covered under PPP, talked about the mega projects, the macro schemes that are going on in terms of highways and bridges and power projects and so on and so forth. There's one more very interesting subject that falls under PPP, and that is going to be becoming more and more relevant actually in the context of developing economy and growing country like India. That subject that I wish to cover today is under the PPP, is of the slums in various cities in India. In this context, the case study that comes to my mind, through which I could actually explain this subject to all the listeners, is the Dharavi Redevelopment Project Private Limited. Dharavi, as many of you may be aware, is located in heart of Bombay. It's the largest slum in Asia, and it's the third largest slum in the world. It came into prominence and people got to hear about this slum through the famous Oscar-winning picture, Slumdog Millionaire. Today we are going to be talking about this in order to amplify the aspect of public-private partnership in the context of slum redevelopment projects. It has a density of about 10 lakh people are staying here. There are something like 10 lakh residents. It's between 1 million and 10 lakhs. So there are 10 lakh residents. It runs an economy of 5,000 businesses with 15,000 small-scale industries. It has yearly economy of $1 billion. That you can imagine is huge. And the present status of Dharavi slum is that it is located in an area of approximately 600 acres. 10 lakh people living here. There are so many industries in a parallel economy that's going on. The growth of these slums has taken place haphazardly. And there are very poor living conditions. You have contaminated water. There is filth and squalor, to the extent that many tourists who come to India view this as one of the visiting points actually. This is a matter of interest, but actually it's a matter of shame for the country, which has now begun to take pride in its strides towards development. The PPP model in this particular case is amplified by the fact that the people, that is the government, is represented by Maharashtra government, and on the private side we have the Adani group. The joint organization that is being created is the SPV, which is called Dharavi Redevelopment Project Private Limited. In the equity structure, Adani group will bring 80% of assets, and Maharashtra government will have a participation of 20% in terms of equity structure. The benefits from this project which are envisaged are improved hygiene, sanitation, better social structure, living in better conditions. Under the present circumstances, in some cases, we are told it's something like 2,000 people using one toilet. Those conditions are sought to be alleviated through this, and whatever land is then made extra or spared or saved by way of relocating these horizontal slums will be converted in terms of multi-story buildings, 30-40 story buildings. The land which actually is freed from the slum by this process is the one that will be used by the private bidder, that's the Adani group, which will then have freedom to construct high quality, high stake, high priced real estate and the commercial project. The Maharashtra government is the one that will be providing land and it will be providing the policy protection for the project. While talking about Dharavi slum redevelopment, it may be of interest actually for me to share with you that the first city in India that was made slum-free was Chandigarh, where all the slums were removed and the and the city has been made slum-free. By the same token, now there are a large number of mega cities like Delhi, Nagpur, whole of Gujarat for that matter, which are actually following this model, wherein the slums are being converted into high-rise cities. The land is being freed, and that free land is actually now being converted into schools, playgrounds, commercial buildings, community centers, and so on. This is one to remove that feeling of inferiority by the people who were earlier living in slums. And now it will give them a feeling of being at par with everybody else, and they will be privy to clean air, clean water, healthy sanitation, and proper schools. And another thing that is sought actually in Dharavi is the fact that in the economy, earlier the workshops and the places of work were co-located along with the residential areas. That is sought not to be disturbed, and therefore in the areas that are being freed, the workplaces will also be co-located along with the residential buildings that are being constructed. All in all, it's a very bold experiment, and the success of this will suggest and indicate to the world how fast and how successfully India is moving towards its sort of goals. The Asia Development Bank and the World Bank are also looking at it with keen interest, and the rest of the world is also watching. So success of this project will actually give the desired encouragement and its projection to our country in the eyes of the rest of the world regarding its success. In this presentation, I think I will end here. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.